I started to cry. Tears started to flow, and they were uncontrollably. I was unashamed because I had gotten to that point.
Mask it well, then.
I know how to mask that very well. And so I realized that in that moment and in that space that I was not strong at all.
Hello, Jen.
Hello.
Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name is Jennifer Greene. I am a mother. I am a grandmother as well. I'm an administrator. I've been in my career for 20 plus years, I can say proudly. And I love the Lord. So that's who I am.
So good. So good. Yes, I know you love the Lord.
I do.
You definitely do.
I do.
I say that too because being such a strong woman, being in your field for 20 plus years, being a mom and, holding down so many different roles.
Yeah.
You came to the summit in 2024, almost 2 years ago.
Yes.
And who were you back then prior to you coming and being a part of the summit?
So back then, pretty much the same person with a couple of addition baggage where I was back then. Relationally, in a bad marriage at that time. Our marriage was rocky, and that took the forefront of who I was. So during that time, so that's where I was.
And when you say it took the forefront, you meant it consumed you, the various things that was going on in the marriage.
Yes, yeah, that's true.
Now, did you come with the expectation of that's something that you wanted to work on, or were you just kind of like, you know what, I'm just coming to kind of listen in?
Yep. So it's a little ironic. Of course, my position during the summit is a little different because I support you. So honestly, I didn't come with any real expectations outside of supporting you and the event and everything that you have. But what I did realize is just being in that room and being in that space, I found myself continuously getting triggered and getting pulled in. And it went from a place of serving and, focusing on the purpose that I was there to capturing these nuggets and hearing the questions. These thought-provoking questions kept tugging me and kept opening me up to where I even found myself taking notes now and asking myself these questions and really feeling stirred. And at some point, eventually, I realized that it was more about more than me just working the event, if I can say that, that there was actually a purpose for me to be in the room that day.
It's so wonderful that you've actually captured that, because I actually remember how I was positioned in the room. As you do so well serving others, I felt like you trying to like put stuff down, and then you went to grab your notebook and you literally catty corner. You grabbed your notebook, and I remember you sitting down and writing. And it's almost like you were in this space of like grabbing something that you didn't have before. Like your attention was literally stirred. And I can't remember that question back then, but it literally settled you to a point, like it captured your ear, and it's almost like it woke you up in that moment. Do you remember that?
I do recall that moment. And I don't remember the exact question and where we were that day in the process of attending the summit. But as you so eloquently do, always, I remember the question and the topic that it literally froze me in that moment. I almost felt as if I was in a capsule. I almost felt as if I heard your voice, but no one else was in the room. It made me think of almost it's do or die. It's now or never.
Now or never.
So the question was so pivotal for me that I even left that day. And I don't know if you remember or not, I started to cry. Tears started to flow. And they were uncontrollably. I was unashamed because I had gotten to that point and I recognized where I was. I was almost, or not almost, I was just functioning within that. I was on automatic. I was on robotic. I was doing what I needed to do to function from a, in a day-to-day standpoint. But ultimately on the inside, I was so broken. I was so torn. I was so stuck. I was so exhausted. I
Yes.
was so confused
Yes.
of what I needed to do, where I needed to go, where has this life taken me? All of my choices in my adult life was what I felt like I should have been in a different space in that time. And I just found myself not there. And so in that moment, with hearing that, I just knew for a fact, and it was so strong to me within me that I had gotten to a place that I realized I had to make a decision. And if that decision would have led me and my two minor daughters at that time, would have landed me in my car, I was so open because I knew that this was the time and this was the opportunity for me to make a decision. Didn't know the other side of the decision. I just knew that it was something that I needed to do, and now was the time to do it.
So good. So what you're telling me and even describing is making a decision meant taking my eye off the situation and now putting this place of responsibility back on Jen,
Yes.
which is not always easy because
Right.
it's requiring you to do something that you've never done before.
Correct.
And so what was that one thing? What did you need to make that decision? What was that one thing that literally pushed you to make that decision?
It was courage. It was the courage. And it's so funny. I am one of the persons within my family, and I believe within my circle, that a lot of people perceive me as the strong person, right? I'm the person that's going to make it happen, make sure it happens, come up with the answer. If I don't know the answer, I will find the answer. Very rarely do I show up in weakness.
So good.
It's just so much that needs to be done, not necessarily by me, but I'm always in a place where I love to assist and I love to help. So if I see a problem, we're going to get this done. And so in that moment, I was not that strong person. And everyone, I believe, I perceived that people were seeing me because I never showed up in that weak state, even though I was in that weak state. So
You
just
knew how to mask it well then.
I know how to mask that very well. And so I realized that in that moment and in that space, that I was not strong at all.
So good.
Very weak.
So good. So you're, and it's interesting the dichotomy in knowing you were fatigued and tired,
Yes.
but you now had to step into strength.
Yes.
How do you do fatigue and tired and now have to pull into and really take courage? Like, how do you shift into that?
Revelation, acknowledgement. Sometimes you can be in a space and not recognize you're in that space because you're in it. But when you come into that environment and when you come into a circle like that and you realize that this is what's really going on with you, Jen, you're really not strong. You really need to get out of this space. I had a friend of mine ask me at one point prior to that, I heard it, but I didn't move on it. She was like, how did you get here? You've been known to accomplish certain things in life and career. And she said, well, how do you get here? Not even feeling confident in who you are or what you bring to the table. You're doing it and you shrink back so much. So one of my gifts is serving. And I love serving in the back, but I didn't realize that I was also hiding. So I would use that again as a mask in my serving to remain in the back, to keep my voice. Don't even share my voice. I don't want to rattle any chains, and because I know I can be a little bold about when I do decide to speak. And sometimes it wasn't even out of wisdom. So I just would tailor back and draw back. And so, yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So let's go back from 2024 when you made the decision to access courage. Where did courage lead you from 2024 to 2025? What happened?
Oh my gosh. I made an extreme, very extreme, what I would call power move, faith move, nothing in the natural lined up. I just knew that this was something that I needed to do. And so when I stepped out on that, doors literally, and I know it can sound cliche-ish, doors literally opened for me. opportunities open up for me. And even now, 2 years for me, into this, I even found myself in a different space, still with opportunities showing up. And I accredit that to me showing up in the courage, me having the boldness, me having the faith, me feeling, because once you do it and you come to that space, you realize that it can be done. And what you've done before, you can do it again through this, through Christ Jesus. And so, yeah, I am definitely in a different place
Can you
than what I
tell
was.
us like one or two things that like courage led you to that shifted your life now that is totally not where you were before?
Sure. So one of the places, and I alluded to earlier that one of the it was relational for me, and so I transitioned to a different residence, if I can say that, which I hadn't been in 20 plus years. That I needed to be into another space. And so with me being in that space, I had not been in about 17 years that I have been in this space. Career wise, I literally stepped into a position that had opened up to me that allowed me to just to be plain, I was working two jobs. I was able to release the second job to be on the one job that I needed that took care of everything. I gained my evenings. I was there. My weekends was back. I was there to parent different. Then I had the courage. I had got into an automobile accident and my vehicle got totaled out. And so for the first time in my life, I was actually able to purchase one of my dream cars, which was a luxury vehicle. And I probably would not have done that from where I was previously. I didn't have the courage to do those things. And so I'm very excited to where it's taking me and where I'm going moving forward.
So what did you discover about yourself in the process?
Multiple things, but one thing that stands out to me is that community matters. Your circle matters. It's okay to be around friends and family, but it's completely different when you're around people that are where you want to go. It's completely different to be able to be open up. Again, always known to be what I would think of self-sufficient, knowing how to find answers, knowing how to be resourceful. But when you know how to open up and you look in the correct places to get to where you need to get and to get that strength for showing up to events like the summit that will open you up for opportunities that you most likely wouldn't even be afforded to. Yeah.
So would you say the summit changed your life?
I would say that the summit changed and continuously changes. And I often revert back.
Wow.
I often revert back to that experience. Anytime the mountains that continually show up in different areas, I recall this is just another mountain that needs to be climbed. So it gives me the courage and the strength, and then it gives me the wisdom to stay plugged in. Right? Because this before it was relationally. And so the next time I have another mountain I'm believing God for that you have to show up with. So I'm able to use those tools and get fresh insight. Because now I'm in a different space. So these mountains are different than the mountains that I dealt with 2 years ago.
So good.
So yes.
So good. And to summarize it, it sounds like even as I hear you sharing, your whole mindset has shifted. And now you don't look at your mountains the way you used to.
Correct.
Not shrinking back,
Correct.
but literally confronting it
Yes.
with courage,
Yes.
taking the climb,
Yes.
and now getting results.
Correct. Before, the mountains would look, seem, feel insurmountable. There is no way that I would even attempt. I could not just do that. And now I say, strap up.
Let's go.
Wear my boots.
Come on now.
Let's climb this mountain. Give me my water bottle. Holy Spirit, give me what I need. God is with me. And let's see what we end up with. And 9 times out of 10, it's at the top of that mountain.
So good.
Yes.
So good. Congratulations.
Thank you. And thank you for leading me. Because I most likely would not have even attempted. I would look at that and say, I'm not built for mountains. keep me on the level ground. I'm
I'll
good.
stay at the base.
I stay at the base of the mountain. But now through the
view is
summit
different.
and events like that,
Yeah.
it opens up opportunities and let me know that it is something possible for me.
So good.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.